Welcome back, my friends. And hello there. Welcome to another Whimsy Stories Legacy episode 4 with Generation 1. We are diving straight into a bit of a speed build, but there is more in store. We'll get into the details of what's happening a little bit later. But of course, I want to just recap for any of you that missed last video's episode. However, that makes the most sense. We'll go with that. We, of course, did a little bit more interior building. It was pretty much just a speed build episode, and we got 2 rooms done. We got the kitchen, even though I'm finessing a little bit because I was like, we ain't got no lights. And this is where the episode later on I realized, there's eco stuff, because obviously I'm not going to have any power. So these lights are kind of more just aesthetic, I suppose. But anyway, doing some extra touches there. But we got the kitchen done and also the bathroom, which was pretty much like the majority of the last episode. In terms of goals, there wasn't really a great many completed, to be honest. I did decide to go ahead and check off that plant parent kind of objective, because I mean, just look at the surroundings. Not that you can see the outside at the minute, but at least look on the inside. It is very plant like. But in terms of the hard and fast actual goals, we didn't complete anything like that, because it was just like a speed build episode. But that's to come. Just wait and see. Okay, so there is a couple of adjectives that I'm wanting to achieve in today's video. So we do have, like, for example, now on the screen, a couple of speed builds dotted into some actual gameplay, which is brilliant. So the main one, of course, is to build more on the interior, and I'm wanting the focus to be the bedroom, the rooftop as well, and maybe some extra like gardeny bits and bobs. With the rooftop, it's the focus on like the eco crafts and anything that's going to help with the sustainable kind of off-grid lifestyle, which is brilliant. I also want to get Luna to socialize a little bit more, inviting some friends over to the lot, which we did try. Everybody was being lame and sleeping, so you know that has to come along a little bit later. But yeah, we tried. It was nighttime. I didn't even think that, they also have regular sleeping conditions and routines. So yeah, that's the thing. Here we are, just doing a couple of little, again, looks and sees, because I was thinking, how am I supposed to get upstairs if the stairs aren't going to fit, because it's a narrow, smaller house build, right? So I was thinking ladders. Will ladders work? And then I was like, this is the ladder I was after. So I do have one outside, which I haven't actually like used yet. Not that she'll be able to get anywhere, because I don't have like a door. She could just maybe have like a little barbecue section on the top there, but rather than actually access the main upstairs, if that makes any sense. I don't know, I'm mumbling at the minute. But I've also got a ladder on the inside as well, and it takes up far less significant room that the staircase would, so that was brilliant. So back to what we're hoping to achieve. I'm also wanting to plan some more clothing, particularly sleepwear. I will say now I do have Wicked Whims CC, so you will see boobies and other intimate areas. And one of the outfits that I want Luna to have is a little bit sexy, a little bit scandalous. So yeah, just be a bit warned for that. Look at all these losers not playing out. They're so lame. Can't believe they need sleep. They're not even real. Okay, that's too much. I'm getting a bit I just wanted to play, okay? I just wanted to play. Anyway, moving swiftly on. Clearly they had other priorities, and I was not one of them. That's totally fine. Never mind. These things happen. So back to the build, I was actually quite happy with how the top level turned out. Remember in the last episode, I was getting kind of a bit confused and a little bit frustrated like how that existed there to begin with, but also like when I was trying to do some leveling and stuff of my own, it just kind of flatlined to the base level of the game and I couldn't get it back up to the top. And I think that was just a skill user error. Like I just didn't know how to do that or what to type in to figure that out, you know, to get like some advice and cheats on some forums or whatever. But anyway, this top level I've decided is like the crafting area, and it's got all the eco living like essential things. So we've got like the fabricator, we're going to have like the recycler, we've got like a dew collector up on the roof, a wind turbine, the candle making things later on, that sort of stuff. All those things that are going to help with the sustainable like income, like actually coming in terms of like job wise and revenue, but also for the ease of living as well when the off-grid really be off-gridding and there's no power or water supply. Hopefully that's how it works. We'll have to find out, we'll have to see. So that's the idea with there. You're going to be seeing me going up and down quite a few times whenever I am on the build kind of aspect of it, when I'm not like live playing. Or is it live mode? Because I've always said live mode, like as in, yeah, we are now live on air, but now I'm like, no, live, because they're currently living, and that also makes sense. I don't know, I despair. And I'd also like to spend some time just improving some of the skills and building some money up. So that will be fantastic. I think one of the simplest ways of doing that, because once again I learnt my lesson when it came to the handiness skill and getting electrocuted very early on in this gameplay, is to visit the library. So I am expecting to explore around some of the other worlds a little bit more. Don't know why I thought in my head she has to say in Evergreen Harbour, because she does not. So the library is definitely a destination that we want to explore, where we can read some free books, but I'm probably going to end up buying some books as well, adding to the collection, building up some of that skill set rather quickly, in hopes. And we officially have our little hangout going on. Everybody arrived quicker than I was expecting, especially when they were so lame earlier and they just didn't turn up because they were sleeping. And I just was not prepared for them to just go all the way to this little pond, which is not supposed to be a pool, mind you. It's supposed to be like a groggy little pond for like insects and creatures and things of that nature. But sure, use it, I guess. Have fun, I guess. But everybody was like having the best time, and I was so desperate to get over there, and I just couldn't leave the house. There was things that were just like direction, like route errors, and I don't know what else she was doing in the house that needed to be done, but it was not being out here, and I was having such a time navigating and getting her out here with everybody. It was so annoying. Oh, there's my girl making a little pea and tomato salad or whatever it is. So desperately craving the food. I feel really bad because I'm like obviously trying to make her do other things, and she's like, woman, I need to eat, please. Let me have some sustenance. But the main issue is one that I believe I touched on a little while ago, is that the platform, I think the step was too high for her. So I was thinking in my head, logically, that means she needs a step. And I thought I could just like scrunch up the stairs to make it a short little 1-2 moment. But no, that wasn't the fix. The fix was I had to minimize the platform itself to make it less of a step for her to step up and down, so that she was no longer trapped in the house. And then aside from that, I also had to scale down the toilet because I thought it was funny and cool to have a massive toilet, and it was one that she couldn't actually use because it lacked function at that point. I was just into my potty humour apparently, and it blinded me to actual productivity, shall we say. Oh, blessed day. We're finally getting ready to take that first step out of the house, and everybody is wanting to leave. This was not the social I had intended. Trust me when I say that. I mean, it's nothing a quick text can't rectify, but you know, these things take time. Let's have a little chinwag with whoever is still left here. I can't even remember who this is. Yeah, let's just have a little conversation. Let's just enjoy the company of those that are already here. And also, why not just lay back and stare into the abyss of space whilst drifting in the depths of the water, thinking of nothing but my existential crisis. Yeah, I love that for me. How about you? Now, it did take a little bit of persuading and a couple of different texts and calls, but people are finally showing up. This is what Luna had planned. And isn't it so nice to see everyone together and actually have Luna involved this time instead of being trapped in her house, unable to get out? Talking of having everyone together, I did have a little bit of some romances blossoming. So I did kind of shoot my shot with someone off screen, and then it was getting very juicy and very exciting, and I decided to start recording again. So that'll be shown next time because this video is already very long. But I guess it's a bit of a tricky situation because she hasn't really found love whilst homeless because she has her tiny home now, but Luna's still kind of sofa surfing, using like showers and at friends' houses when the water's off, and so I'm counting it. Okay, it's still kind of like the vibe, I guess you could say. So she's not technically homeless, but she is kind of living, she's not quite there yet in her life. She's not quite there yet. She's still building things from scratch and, you know, sorting herself out. And a bit of a romance is blossoming. Actually, a couple of different romances, because we are definitely going to take her out to town, take her out to like the library and the gym and like surrounding areas, just to kind of get a little bit of excitement going in her life, meeting some new people and adding to that social kind of circle, broadening those horizons and widening that circle. Don't mind me just dropping down her money again. I keep forgetting that we're out of like build mode and I need to have like less money. So yeah, don't mind me. Actually, scrap that. Whilst Luna's sleeping, we might as well re-enter build mode and work some on the bedroom, get some of that sorted and make it cozy, because right now all she has is like literally a single bed just to rest her head, so she's got somewhere to sleep rather than like dropping from exhaustion onto the floor. So we are going to kind of go for, I don't know, something again fresh, green, outdoorsy, like coming in, if you know what I mean. So sort of like the nature has taken over. I know I keep saying that, but that is the vibes of this moment, the vibes of the whole theme. She wants that clean energy, she wants that clean oxygen, and she wants to be breathing that. So yeah, this is when I think I realized that there was eco stuff, and there's some candles to put out as well, so that we're not in pitch darkness all the time when the electricity goes out. And yeah, I'm just kind of making it, well, I'm going through quite a few different changes in layout, especially later on once some romances get a little bit exciting and a bit steamy. But I'm just making it kind of cozy and cute, and a place where she doesn't mind being, where she can also work as well. And I know there's that I think it's part of the feng shui philosophy where you're supposed to separate like your work and your like sleeping, like your bedroom's supposed to be your room where you sleep. But because of the lack of space in this place, even though I could put it in the living room, and I might do that when I work on the living room, I might change it up, we'll have to see. But I do decide to pop a little study area in here as well, just because that's the room that she's living in at the minute. So it makes sense not to have everything super spread out in my head anyway, and just, you know, the rooms that she's actively able to live in, have all the things that she needs, right? So yeah, I'm gonna pop a little laptop and a little desk and chair so she can do her freelancing business there and communicate with some clients, get some ideas of what they want and what she needs to make for them in terms of fabricating a rug or like a sofa or something when that level gets up, or in the candle business. So that should be good. I know it's a little bit dark. I'm really sorry. I didn't realize that I could change the setting of like the day until later on. Again, when it comes to building, guys, I'm not that bitch. I'm sorry. So I think it is a good time now to go ahead and make some of those sleeping outfits. And as I briefly mentioned earlier, Wicked Whims CC content, here we are in all her glory, is activated in my gameplay. So viewers' discretion is advised. But look how cute that little baby doll outfit is. How adorable. I would totally wear it. It's all lacy and so cute. And I love that she already had like a little sleeping bonnet on. But this wasn't really going to be like a sleeping outfit. She was looking to woo someone, so I wanted her curls out in all their glory. And by woo, I don't mean like actually like do the woohoo. I just meant she's going out on the razzle dazzle and potentially inviting people back to her home to, you know, see if the vibes are right, because we really need to progress on the baby family vibes, because we need to be making some children with some really cool nature names, and I've been slacking on that. Talking about skills and some that I may or may not have neglected, shall we say. Off screen, I did get Luna to level 3 gardening, which is fantastic. And I think I could probably tick off in today's video that I fostered a lovely garden, because comparing to how it looked last time to now, You'll probably see glimpses of it here and there throughout the video. I think it is absolutely beautiful. I'm really pleased with it. Still not completely done yet, and I don't know if I ever will be completely done, because there's always things to be improved on, of course. But I really want to like add those like little insect houses, which I think is also a source of income too, so that might be quite nice to dot them around the garden as well. And yeah, I think that could be quite cool. I would love as well to have some sort of event to sell some of her wares, so I do need to build up a little bit more, but the internet is just so unreliable here, so I need to go and visit her friend or someone on the lot, or honestly I just need to improve some of the community lots so that they have like items that I need to do fabricating and like candle making and stuff when the power source is out at the house. But as well as that, talking about fabrication, I also increased the fabrication and hardiness skill. I did do a little bit of that later on in the video in the library, as I already mentioned, but I particularly increased that a little bit more. I did a little bit more grafting off screen, so that's really helpful. I can't remember what levels I got to on both of those, but it's more than I was at before. So right now we are just talking to a client, choosing, you know, a gig to do, and getting ready to create another rug in the fabricator machine so that we can bring in some more income and just get some more experience hands-on doing the fabricating skill, or the making skill rather. So yeah, it's just very touch and go. I haven't quite learned if there's like a hard fast rule to the off the grid power supply thing. I haven't really looked into any videos about how it works. It just tells me that there's no more power, and then there's no more power, and then it comes on, and then it's on. And yeah, I guess it depends on how much you use, right, as with anything. But yeah, so that's just kind of what's happening at the moment. Looking to get some more dyes and like kind of stockpile a little bit into supplies, so I can make some bulk stuff so that I can also put away for a potential like little market day sale as well. I have seen how violent these things can get. I honestly thought this was the death of Luna. It terrified me. I thought this is it. She's gonna die. I thought that red stuff was blood. Pretty sure it's dye. She's keeping it though. She's like, you know, making a name for herself. Go on. But that nasty little hand was like proper taking the piss. What on earth is going on in the House of Commons? What was that all about? We have recovered a little bit now. I think it's time to do a little bit of dumpster diving. Let's see what there is in this bin. Sometimes they have things, sometimes they don't. It's a little bit of a find and see, like suck it and see sort of vibe. So we're gonna have a little proper rummage in that little pile of crap in a second. Gonna look for some deals, we're gonna look for some ingredients, and we're just gonna dive for some meals as well. Basically anything that is an option, Luna's gonna do it. Every little helps. Right, let's get out of the area for a little bit. Let's go to one of the community lots. That sparking oven, you are not going to get me this time. Don't you worry, I learnt my lesson last time. I did invite Delilah to come along with me, but I kind of lost her along the way. She sort of just didn't go inside the building with me, which is a bit strange. This is one of the lots that I want to like spruce up. I want to add a couple of like fun, exciting things, some candle making things that I can utilize when I'm not at home. So in a pinch, it's helpful, and I can just get on with like some of the jobs and stuff. And I just want to make some of the lots a bit more like how I envision them to be, how I want them for my Let's Play, you know, with some more greenery. And I know it's a bit of a awkward situation with the harbour being so polluted, but I want to try and make it a little bit more prettier and a little bit more what the community is striving for it to be, right? Because it is still very concrete jungle. I just want it to be a little bit more overrun with plants and nature. And once again, we've got another oven that is sparking. I really am feeling like I want to give it a go, but I am so scared. This is the first of a couple attempts of romancing and wooing and kind of getting to know some potential significant others. It didn't go to plan so much, but Luna is giving it her best shot. She kind of decided, yep, Delilah's gone. I might as well just ditch her at this point. Let's see what this dude's all about. Okay, so you're seeing this too, right? Like, they're clearly on some sort of level. They're enjoying the company. The conversation is pleasant. It's easygoing. It's flowing quite nicely. It might not be super like deep and like, I don't know, on a higher level, but not everything has to be. They're just getting to know each other. She's found out that he's quite loyal, but yeah, it seems like this could be a good route for further conversation. He's accepting the flirt, the kind of banter back and forth, but it quickly sours and he doesn't seem to reciprocate the second level of, I guess, flirting, shall we say. He very quickly becomes uncomfortable and it's so awkward. I'd already had like a sequence of actions and I was just kind of rolling off of that. Like, I was like boom 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 before it even dawned on me, like in real time, oh wait, this isn't going to plan. It is souring quite awfully. And I thought, okay, let's just try and salvage this. Let's just keep into the inspired or energized outlet and kind, or moodlet, whatever they're called, and try to bring up the energy a little bit and forget the romance thing, because clearly that's not happening. I'm wondering now, like, is he single? Because I don't know if Luna asked that to begin with, and maybe if not, that's potentially why it soured. It could also be that just don't have a mutual attraction or something like that, but maybe that's why, and I probably should have looked into the profile a little bit more before going for it. So that was a bit of a rejection, first time for Luna, I think, and I think she styled it out a little bit. I think it was all right. She brushed it off and she kind of made friends again afterwards and, you know, moved on. It wasn't meant to be. That's totally okay. I always think the best thing to get over some sort of embarrassment is to immerse yourself into a good book. So with that being said, let's head to Willow Creek's archive, which is the library, and have a little bit of a study session. We're going to increase Luna's skill set even further in things like hardiness and logic, and just kind of build her up a little bit more into that well-rounded individual with her hope and goals met as much as she needs and wants them to be. And I think that reading is a really good way in life, like in real life as well, but also in The Sims, to build up those skills kind of easily and quickly if your Sims has the a span, like the attention span for it, and is in kind of good moods, inspired moods, energized moods, happy to be sitting there and taking all that information in, because they can get bored very quickly. And I found out with one of my other Sims, I like everything to be reading, right? Everything always has some sort of reading quirk, except for my Sim that has ADHD, and she just picks up a book, puts it back down, picks it up, puts it back down. She's not interested whatsoever. And I didn't think about that when I was going through her aspirations and her traits and things like that. So that's a learning curve. That's good to know now. We have now journeyed into the Movers and Shakers gym, which I think is a different gym to where I frequented before with other households. It looked different and I was trying to get into rooms that didn't exist. So yeah, it's different floor plan and everything. And this is where I meet someone who could possibly turn life upside down, Knox. Knox Greenberg. Oh my god. And some other miscellaneous people too, who I also get Luna to flirt with and get to know. But oh my gosh, Knox, what a cutie. What a cutie pie. We're at the gym. Luna is exhausted. She is so tired. She probably smells as well, but she is giving it her all. She is there to impress, to inspire, to find someone worthy of her time, someone that can help her find more meaning in life, more love, more lightness and happy and love. And I'm rambling, but Knox, oh Knox, and what a cool name as well. I really love that. I will say, just because I've noticed it a couple of times now, like I think it's since the big or the last big update that Sims 4 has had, I've noticed in just this gameplay alone quite a few like glitches and lags. There was the water glitch that you might have seen when we had like that pool party earlier on in the video, and they were like swimming in the grass but acting like it was, I was gonna say pretending, but they're unaware, they don't know, they were acting as if it was pretending, same thing, it was if that was water but it was grass. There's also like Luna can't get into doors, and they're not like particularly locked doors or anything like that. I've noticed more errors with like routing errors, like she can't get into certain things or around certain things, even if it's not builds that I've done like here, or was it might have been in the library or something like that, I can't remember if I edited it out, but she couldn't move to a particular place for no reason. There was nothing stopping her, and it wasn't like my error because I didn't like touch that place, I didn't build it or anything like that. And yeah, there's also another thing, like she's reading and she's still holding the book in her hands. I thought she was like wanting to wash her hands after going to the toilet, you know, where you have your hands kind of like dinosaured in front of you, but no, it was as if she'd had books and her hands didn't just go back to a regular pose. It was so strange. So I've noticed quite a few like glitches in this one, and it's kind of annoying, but hopefully it kind of rights itself or gets patched up in the next like mini updates maybe. I kind of put off playing after the latest big update, after the Sims Fairies expansion pack came out, and then I couldn't push it off anymore because I wanted to play some more, and then I was kind of like forced into it. But yeah, just wanted to make note of that. Okay, we're going to draw to a close for today's video. I'm going to just travel back to Luna's home. It always throws me off when I see Grace as in the Grace household, but there was some excitement that happened after I stopped recording, and I had to do a little cheeky next time because romance is in the air and Things with Knox takes it up a little notch. Oh my god, I'm so excited. I'll see you then. Thanks for watching. Take care. Bye.